Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent. But be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Volleyball Across the State here on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. Jimmy Cook alongside Keith Myers. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Monday evening with us as we're here on the campus of Guerin Catholic High School with JV action ongoing in this JV varsity set between Guerin Catholic and Heritage Christian. Still a little bit away from the start of our varsity contest as JV finishes up. But, Coach, we've got a good one on hand this evening when it does kick off. That'll, of course, be led off by the number one team in Class 2A and a semi-state runner-up last year, semi-state participant, I should say, last year, Heritage Christian, taking on host Guerin Catholic, who's coming off a 14-14 season last year, looking to build off that in the Circle City Conference.
Yeah, the big thing is it's a Circle City Conference game, so this game is started. I mean, before you even go and you look at during the summer and you go, oh my goodness, we open up with a conference opponent, and it's necessary to win this one. And then tomorrow night we have another conference game because Bebuff takes on Covenant Christian. So Covenant Christian Bebuff is probably watching this game as we speak, and but this should be a great game. Heritage Christian coming off a great season. Michelle York is no longer there. She's now at Lipscomb High School doing AD work. But, you know, she left Kylie Thompson with a very strong team, and they only have one senior on the roster. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But Olivia Valentine is the only senior on this Heritage Ball Club. But do not underestimate the Golden Eagles. Ashley Patilli has done a great job motivating these kids. And we sent an information sheet, and every single kid says, our goal is to have a winning season and to do well in sectional. So they already know what their goal is. And, this is a big upset here if they can knock off Heritage Christian, the number one team in 2A.
A lot of bulletin board material all across the way for Guerin Catholic. We talked about a little bit off air coming into this broadcast that Guerin Catholic has had this date circled for a while, not just because it's a Circle City Conference matchup, but because you're opening the season right off the bat with number one team in Class 2A. It should be an exciting one as we roll through any little notes in this early window of pregame that you're most excited about tonight.
Well, I think it's the consistency. Who plays consistent tonight? You didn't play Saturday. Neither of these teams played Saturday. A lot of teams played Saturday. There was a lot of upsets Saturday. You had Cecina beating New Pal, which was an upset. And you had Newcastle had to go all the way to win a game in 5. So you look at the season. It's early. You want to go unscathed. You don't want to get anybody hurt. But you got to play very, very well, and it's the momentum. Guerin Catholic, I think, has a little bit of advantage. They're playing at home. For Heritage Christian, there might be some nerves here. They're the number one team in the state. How do they handle that? Especially your young kids. How does your young kids that? And how does the new coach handle that? Do you just encourage them or do you let them play?
It's a long season ahead for both these clubs. Long season ahead for every team across the state, but especially Heritage Christian and Guerin Catholic, specifically with Heritage, number one team in Class 2A. You mentioned it, Coach. Nerves are very likely in an opener like this, especially when you have an impressive campaign such as last year. It's going to be a fun one with the Golden Eagles and the Eagles of Heritage Christian.
Well, the foundation was a dream that I had when I first took over as commissioner in 2011. And one of the first questions that was asked to me upon assuming the new job was, what are you going to do to help schools? And one of those was to try to help them financially. And so we've been working on this notion of trying to help schools financially, but at the same time, try to emphasize and accentuate the education side of athletics. And we like to call ourselves education-based athletics. Because of that, we're trying to fund programming that might not necessarily be funded by a member school, such as leadership training for student athletes, coaching education for our coaches, and those types of initiatives where we can expand our breadth and depth of what we're doing and then try to help our member schools with the students that they serve.
Well, I just joined the foundation in September. I'm thrilled for the opportunity to be part of this team and part of this program. I love high school athletics. It's been meaningful for me, my family, and my children, and I'm just thrilled for the opportunity to be part of the team. Well, I feel so excited about this opportunity because we can make a difference. And I feel like when you come into this job, for me personally, you get a chance to go make a difference in this area of the state, in all 3 of our districts, from state line to state line.
I heard about the foundation from Bobby Cox, and he called me and said, would you be interested? Well, how do you say no to an organization that your father's been involved in? I've participated. I've given lectures to coaches on athletic training and participation. So I jumped at the opportunity to give something back to the IHSAA.
Well, the foundation's set up currently to start to provide programs for schools around the state, specifically for student leadership opportunities, coach, administrator, principal, superintendent development opportunities for them as well. So some of our future plans would include raising money so we can provide scholarships for students and deserving students, also provide grants to some of the schools around the state that don't have the resources that a lot of the other bigger schools may have.
Well, obviously sports is our world here at the Indianapolis Colts, and you can't work for a pro football team without being a huge proponent of sports in general. And the things that sports teaches young people, it mirrors life in a lot of ways. It teaches teamwork and goal setting and perseverance, discipline, and it also teaches you the rewards of hard work. And there's such a high an adrenaline rush when you've achieved or been victorious or performed well after months, if not years, of preparation and hard work. And that's just one of the reasons that we support the IHSAA Foundation.
Yes, I think that quite clearly there are communities that have rallying, galvanizing impacts, and high school sports has always been that in the state of Indiana. But you also see that growing commitment around communities as they spend their evenings with their children as well as with the people that they know in their communities, and it really brings communities together. So I think that high school athletics has a significant role in positive development of our various communities around the state. You can't quite compete if you don't have the same equipment, you don't have the same resources, you don't have the same nutrition, you don't have the same sort of coaching, but you can elevate that by contributing to the IHSAA's foundation, which supports those initiatives.
Every young person deserves the opportunity just the same to participate and to be a part of things. And so the opportunity the foundation has to increase the role of student athletes in their community, to strengthen the relationship and the role and the effectiveness and the leadership of their coaches, to learn to be leaders. Being a part of a team is a great leadership development experience.
Women who are in board roles, women who are leading companies, guess what? One of the number one alignment items is leadership in played high school and probably college sports. That matters, and both of those are education-based. So it had an impact on me. I'm now a businesswoman. I also coach basketball, but having to juggle education and sports and perform both at a high level is really, really a lesson learned for life.
Education-based athletics matters, the student and the athlete. We take that seriously. The student first, the athlete second. The field of play is an extension of the classroom where these kids are learning life lessons that they will take with them for the rest of their lives.
Athletics is an extension of the classroom. And how it impacted me, I had to learn how to operate on a team. And then as I became a captain, then I had to learn how to coach and guide my colleagues. Guess what? That then happened at work. 10 and 20 and now 30 years later. You have to learn how to show up and be on time. The bus leaves. If you're not there, you can't go. Many times, the discipline and the feedback isn't maybe as harsh as it is in the classroom, and it's very quick and potentially harsh, but kind and loving and wanting to get better in sports and on the field.
I think in high school athletics, you learn a lot about leadership. I was able to be a team captain for 3 years, and I learned so much that it's not just about the position, but it's about the influence that you're able to make towards a positive change with a mission greater than yourself. And that lesson for me has been able to apply to going to Notre Dame, being a team captain there, to going and playing 5 years professionally and a year in the NBA. And there's a difference in the resilience of the athletes that played high school athletics. And there's a difference in how they're able to bounce back the day after a tough loss, or they're able to bounce back after a coach corrects them on the thing that they need to do. And the resilience and the opportunity to be able to lead in that way is something that's going to carry well past, but be able to be learned better there than it can, in my opinion, any other place.
Well, our patrons can all go to our website and they can get involved with donating to the foundation. We like to call that investing. We're investing in young people, investing in our schools. And then our schools will have an opportunity to solicit funds in the forms of grants from our foundation board, and we will entertain those grants on an annual basis and make awards based upon those requests that we receive. And we want that to be an ongoing and a growing opportunity for not only our patrons that support us at our contest in our communities, but also our member schools to identify things they feel that are important in their schools and their communities where they need additional funding and support, and that's something that the foundation can be a part of.
Welcome back inside Guerin Catholic High School. Jimmy Cook alongside Keith Myers. JV action still ongoing in this one. They are in the third and final game. So for now, bonus coverage for you. And we will be back at the immediate conclusion of this JV game for a brief preview of our varsity action between the number one team in Class 2A, Heritage Christian, and of course host Guerin Catholic. So for now, enjoy some bonus coverage and stay with us as we wait for the finish of this JV match to follow with varsity.
Keith Meyer is back here at Guerin Catholic High School. You're watching bonus coverage of the JV game between Heritage Christian and the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. One game apiece, as this game will go to 15. It's 9-9. Joining me now is Jimmy Cook, who will be doing the varsity game. And, you know, Jimmy, one of the things that when I coached varsity sports, you got your kids already, your varsity kids were ready up, warmed up. Now they have to sit back down. Does that affect Heritage Christian more or Guerin? Guerin has not been in the building for now 20 minutes. They haven't seen this going on, so they don't understand the delay.
See, for me, from a mental aspect, mine was always the time doesn't really matter because you're not really exerting yourself as much in the lead up to this game. There's still nerves there, but when you ever enter the building, if you're watching your junior group go, it can change momentum-wise if you're the road team, especially for Heritage Christian, because you want your JV team to set the tone early for you, right? But if you're Guerin Catholic side of things, you know there's a chip on your shoulder for your varsity girls going into this one. If you can spring an upset of your own at the JV level, you're going to get a little boost off of that early on. Not enough to maybe turn the tide, but enough to settle nerves for your team if you're the underdog going in.
The other thing that we really need to tell fans, too, is Heritage Christian's been here since about 4:45 because they had to watch the freshman team.
Right.
So if you're a varsity player, you watch freshman, then the JV, then you have this delay because this is game 3. Now you have to get ready to play. They're kids. I understand they're 15, 16 years, but as a coach, this drives you crazy.
Yeah, if you're the one with the clipboard, you're more antsy about the whole thing than you are if you're out there lacing them up. So I feel like that, like I said, there's a little bit of momentum at stake. For the most part, it's probably just early jitters, getting antsy a little bit, and then ready to see how things unfold here in just a few moments. As we are still about 10 points out, give or take, depending on how things
goes
go.
to 15.
Goes to 15. 4 points out, rather, with it being the third and final game. So we'll see how things unfold here. For now, enjoy the bonus coverage. Keith and I will be back at the conclusion of this one for a little pregame show for this varsity tilt between Guerin Catholic and Heritage Christian. Right. What was her first name?
Cindy.
Cindy Molson. All right. And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to the campus of Guerin Catholic High School for volleyball action here on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. Jimmy Cook alongside Keith Meyer. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Monday evening with us as we have quite an opener to start not only the Indiana SRN season, but also the Circle City Conference season as two conference foes set to do battle. It's Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles host the number 1 team in Class 2A rather. The Heritage Christian Eagles. As I bring in the coach himself, this is going to be a fun one. Coach couldn't ask for a better opener. Guerin Catholic JV action just finished up. They fall just 2 points short of an early momentum upset. Now the Varsity Tilt, as you mentioned earlier, a lot of time for Heritage spent in this building since school ended. But now they're finally ready to get set and underway in the season opener for both teams.
That's why I don't have any hair, Jimmy. I coached this game for 15 years. And it drove me crazy for my JV team. First of all, they played very, very well. But to go to 3 games, and my varsity kids have been sitting for a long time. But in all kidding aside, you want the best thing for your program. And it's a neat thing to see kids play their hearts out. And both teams played very, very well. Congratulations to Heritage Christian winning the third game, 15, I think 12. Good game. You made a great point. These kids got on a school bus around 3:30. Took them about an hour to get here, so that's 4:30. And they've been sitting for an hour before the C team and then the JV team. So they're chomping to the bit. I guarantee you this Heritage Christian team wants this 7.5-minute warm-up clock to go quick.
When you look at both of these teams, Guerin Catholic a year ago, they are able to have a 500 season, but definitely a season with room to improve and room to build. On the other side of things, Heritage Christian makes a deep run in the state tournament. They lose in the semi-state round, but there is so much hype around a Heritage Christian roster that has just one senior on the team. The rest of it a junior makeup with a couple of freshmen and sophomores sprinkled in, but so much potential on this team, not just for this season, for years to come. 2 different paths for these 2 programs, but at the same time, both ready to improve further than they did just a year ago.
New coaches, so new philosophy. And, you were 14 and 14 if you were Guerin Catholic. New season, coach can work on that and say, okay, you're 500, let's get better. And the only way we get better is you get in the gym during the summer and you worked hard. When you talk with both of these coaches, that's exactly what these girls did. For Heritage Christian, they get beat 15-13 in a semi-state game to the champion in 2A last year in Christian Academy. Does that not get to you all summer long? You bet. New coach, new philosophy. These kids know what to do. Not many seniors on the floor tonight, which tells you how well the growth of volleyball in the state of Indiana, not in just central Indiana, but in the state of Indiana. And Saturday started the season for everybody, a lot of upsets. That's what Guerin Catholic can work on tonight. Hey, we can be one of these teams to be upset one of these teams. And let's start with Heritage Christian tonight.
You've been around this sport a long time. You mentioned the regime changes on both sides. Kyla Thomas enters her opening season at the helm of the Eagles of Heritage Christian. Meanwhile, Ashley Pertilli will handle the controls, guiding this Golden Eagles club. Like I mentioned, you've been around the sport a long time. Which of these roles would you rather have? Would you rather be at the helm of a team that has expectations through the roof, being a semi-state participant last year at number 1 opening the season? Or would you rather have a ship that is steadfast right now with a 14-14 campaign last year and still plenty of room to grow on this roster?
Me, I want to be that semi-state coach that comes in. Michelle did a great job. She left us. She left them very, very healthy. Just work on that. The pressure, though.
That's the other question.
Number one, you're the number 1 team in the state. You're the brand new coach. Everybody's called you. I guarantee you, Jimmy, she probably had 50 calls today and 17 emails of people going, hey, you're ranked number 1. What do you think, coach? And she has to keep on telling her kids, 1 game at a time, 31 games. Let's see what happens after 31 games. Don't worry about anything else. Just worry about this game tonight, and let's play volleyball.
Coach Thomas has had a number of different stops over her 15-year coaching experience career, a lot of them in assistant roles with Marion University and Lakeland Community College, respectively. So she knows what she's getting into just as much as on the other side of thing Ashley Pertilli does for Guerin Catholic. When we look at both of these sides in terms of the longness of this season, where do you feel like we need to get a win tonight is more of an emphasis? Is it on the team that has the higher ranking, or is it Guerin Catholic knowing that this date's been circled the whole time? This is a webcast. This is going to be seen statewide. You know this is an opportunity where you cannot hide in the shadows. You can't shy away from this moment. Where is there more pressure going in?
I think there might be more pressure for Guerin Catholic because now they put their best foot forward. They're playing the number 1 team in the state. They know that everybody in Indiana and the world is watching this, and the people are going to look this team. Now, if you're Heritage Christian, kind of scary because this is great scouting report for you. Don't even have to come to the game if you're the coach.
Right.
You got it right here on web, and Indiana SRN not only has this game, but we have like 15 games on the air for volleyball this season, and a lot more for football. So, if you're Heritage Christian, both teams pressure, but I would think a little bit more pressure on Guerin Catholic.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially given all of the changes on both sides. We talk about the coaching changes, but at the same time, you look at departures for both of these teams. For Guerin Catholic, 6 returning players. There's still continuity there, and I believe it was 10 returning players. 9 returning players for Heritage Christian. So fresh faces, but you talked about it. It's not just a bunch of seniors. It is a total development of the sport of volleyball in this state, proving that whether it's the very top or whether it's a mid-tier team working to get to that next step, it's not all senior-driven. It is upperclassmen driven with a nice mix of underclassmen as well.
Yeah, and the other thing that we not even talked about yet, this is a conference game. So this is a Circle City conference game. So you open up the season and you hire your new coach. By the way, you open up with a conference foe. And then next, a couple more days you play Franklin Central, and then a couple more days, that's crazy. And for Heritage Christian, people look at these for this team to even be city champions. So the whole ball and wax is if you lose tonight, it's not over, and that's the one thing both coaches have to tell these teams. If you put best foot forward. But if you lose, the worst thing you can be is 0-1. The season's not over. You got 29 more games after tonight. So it's real important that you just continue to work what works with you and continue to do what you did this summer. And that's trust each other. You look at the Guerin Catholic kids on their sheet. It says, I want to trust my teammates. I want to have a good time with my teammates. I want to play with my friends. That's the relaxed atmosphere that you really want, and that's how you win volleyball games.
You're exactly right, Coach. It is a long season. One loss does not decide your fate for the rest of the year, but it definitely feels a lot better to put your first W in the win column. We will have more pregame action after this, and don't forget, it's a long season for these players, but it's a long season for us here at Indiana SRN as well. We'll have plenty of volleyball action for you all season long. Stay with us. We'll have more with our pregame show after this as Guerin Catholic hosts the number 1 team in Class 2A, the Heritage Christian Eagles. This is Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
I think the best thing that our ministry offers is that when the women come in and they are pregnant and they've reached our scan dates, which are 6 weeks, 4 days to 14 weeks, we're able to image them with ultrasound.
Seeing the image on the screen and hearing a heartbeat clarifies that it is truly life and not just a clump of cells.
You can see babies sucking their thumbs. You can see them running their hands over their heads.
It shows them what God is doing on the inside that they don't feel or don't even think is real, but they see a real image of a real baby on the screen.
It just breaks my heart when a woman, no matter what her circumstances are, that she decides to end that intrauterine pregnancy, that she decides that she's better to go on her own without that baby.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Keith Myers along with Jimmy Cook. It's time to look at the Indiana SRN calendar, and it all begins tomorrow night. That's right. Football is in action. That means preview show, 7 o'clock on demand on Indiana SRN. We also have radio broadcast of the Covenant Christian Babuff game, volleyball. That is at Babuff. On Friday night, we have a slew of games. Southport at Roncalli. That's a webcast game. Pike at Zionsville. That's a webcast game. Internet radio, Hamilton Heights taking on Mount Vernon. Heritage Christian taking on Manual. Covenant Christian taking on Howe. Noblesville Lions taking on Traders Point. And Guerin Catholic taking on McCutcheon. And Beach Grove taking on Lutheran. If you don't think that's enough, don't worry. We got more volleyball action coming your way next Monday and Tuesday. And more football action all year long on Indiana SRN. It starts with the pregame show, a preview show. And that was a great show. We taped it about a week ago, but what a great show, and it's a fun show, and that's on demand tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
I tell you what, I mean, you talk about a way to get the season started. That preview show was a lot of fun to film, a lot of fun to dive into each class respectively. And anytime you get the gang together early on in the season, it's always good to get things rolling for Indiana SRN. Coach mentioned that we will have volleyball action, obviously momentarily, to get underway here at Guerin Catholic, but also we'll be back for a radio-only broadcast tomorrow night as Covenant Christian takes on the Rough Jesuit Braves. That'll be another fun tilt as well. It's a really nice mold together for the Indiana SRN schedule this fall. A little mix of volleyball, a little mix of football there as well.
And a couple soccer games.
A couple soccer games as well.
I mean, I was talking to Wes Snyder today, one of our sponsors at College Hunks and Movers. He goes, last year you did a few games. This year, man, you're on the air all the time. And Keith, you're hogging the mic. And I said, I don't want to hog the mic, but you look at our football schedule alone. 90 football games on Indiana SRN. You got 18 or so volleyball games. You got a couple of soccer games, and that's not even the playoffs. So you look at what we have, and then you look at our basketball tilt. So far, I think I counted 140, and I'm still doing our schedule for basketball. So it should be a fun year here on Indiana SRN.
Yeah, very exciting time, and not just for us getting an opportunity to call the games, but more importantly, these young student athletes on the floor as well. Whether they are on the floor or outside on the turf, doesn't matter. We're proud to be able to bring their action to you, whether it's statewide via our radio channels or on our webcast broadcast as well. We are going to step away briefly. When we come back, we'll have our final thoughts, lineups, and the opening serve. Volleyball action between the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles and the number 1 team in Class 2A, the Heritage Christian Eagles, on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. I'm Keith Myers, along with Jimmy Cook, Riley Thomason, our producer, and Ben Wood doing the 1 and 2s. Hello, Ben. Thank you very much. He's doing our camera. As you can tell, he's shaking a little bit. This is his debut. He'll be fine. Ben has a big old fan club. Did you know that, Jimmy?
I did not.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm on board. So
South Bend, Indiana loves him. So thanks to him and for checking it out. Hey, it's time for our lineup. It's brought to you by our good friends at Pitt Printing. And let's take a look at the visitors at Heritage Christian, and here's Jimmy.
We'll start with the Heritage Christian Eagles. Emma Pettit, the setter, number 3. This is her junior campaign. Kenzie Myers on the right side at junior, number 4. Maggie Ledbetter, number 5, a defensive specialist. She's entering her junior campaign. Her sister, Gracie Ledbetter, also in her junior season, number 6, a defensive specialist as well. Kendall Hickey, number 7 at 5'1", a freshman. She's a defensive specialist also. One of the setters on this team, Lily Snyder, a junior at 5'9", number 8 in your program sheet. Abby Menon, number 9, entering her junior season. She's listed at 6'1" on the right side. Paige Hickey, a junior at 5'2", number 10. She's a defensive specialist for this Eagles team. Raven Colvin, a junior at 6 foot, number 11 in the middle. And for the outside, Elizabeth Phillips, a junior at 5'10", number 12 on your sheets. Olivia Valentine, a senior, 5'6". She's number 14 on those sheets on the outside as well. And Lovey Wallace in the middle, a sophomore at 6'1", number 15 on the programs. The Heritage Christian Eagles are coached by Kyla Thomas. This her first season at the helm.
And if you look down at the lineup, only one senior in that lineup, and that's Olivia Valentine. Now let's take a look from the Aspen Creek home team. That's the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles.
For the Golden Eagles, rolling through with Ella Murphy, a freshman, number 1. She's listed at 5'8" on the outside. On the outside as well, Sydney Jacomowitz, a junior, number 2, listed at 5'7". Liz DeBazio on the right side, a junior, 5'6", number 3. Claire Castor, she'll rotate around a little bit on the right and in the middle, as well as a setter for this team. Just a freshman is number 4, Claire Castor, at 6 foot. Amelia Nickham, happy birthday to you, Amelia. Your birthday today. A sophomore, 5'9", listed. She's number 5 in the programs in the middle. On the other side of things, on the outside as well as the defensive specialist, Jade Finley, a senior, 5'6". She's listed as number 7. Number 8, Maggie Chris. She's a sophomore at 5'6", a defensive specialist as well. Sophie Thompson will switch between a defensive specialist and well as the libero position, depending on where she's slated tonight. A junior at 5'7" is Sophie, number 9 in your programs as well. Caroline Wells, a senior, number 10. She's listed at 5'7" and a defensive specialist. Meanwhile, Catherine Loso, a sophomore, number 11, 5'8" on the outside. Rolling as a setter, Ashley Utnage, a senior, number 12 at 5'8". Kennedy Ellams, a junior, 5'4". She's in the middle as well as a defensive specialist, number 14. Number 15, Kylie Oswald, a sophomore at 5'6". She's a setter for this team. Izzy McGinnis, a 6-footer. She is a senior, and she's number 16 in the middle as well. They are head coached by their inaugural season for her, Ashley Pertilly, the coach, and our officials tonight, Chad Sievers and Sydney Molson, doing work around the line.
Yep, you look at the roster for Guerin Catholic, they have 4 seniors. It's time now for the keys of the game, brought to you by our good friends at Burtner Electric. For Guerin Catholic, Jimmy, it's just pretty simple. Put the ball in play and hit the ball where they're not. For Heritage Christian, get off to a quick start and play very strong and finish the plays.
And even more importantly for Guerin going into this ball game is the fact that for Guerin Catholic, you know going in, you've known for months that this is going to be a matchup with one of the top teams in the state. But not only that, you also are aware that this is your conference opener and this is on your home turf. So the time for nerves, it'll be there early on for sure. But as this game unfolds, don't just live in the moment, take advantage of it, and start your season not only in conference play, but with a big win with a ranked opponent, the number 1 team in Class 2A.
Yeah, and if it so happens that you beat this team, now all of a sudden you're wearing the patch, and that's kind of important as well. So as we get ready to call the action of this game, last year again, Guerin Catholic was 14-14. Heritage Christian 24-9, lost in the semi-state. Returning players, 9 for Heritage Christian and several for Guerin Catholic. Guerin Catholic will be wearing black tonight in the uniforms, and Heritage Christian will be wearing blue, as we're about ready for the national anthem. So we'll take our break, and we'll come back with volleyball. You're listening and watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs, we not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place. In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs, we not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Welcome back inside Guerin Catholic High School. Jimmy Cook alongside Keith Myers. Lineups rolling through for both teams as Guerin Catholic hosts Heritage Christian. Before we get underway here, Coach, for those that might be listening to a volleyball broadcast or watching a volleyball broadcast for the first time, there might be some terminology that you'll throw out there that we might not be familiar with or that the casual fan might not be.
You're going to hear me say a lot, campfire, and Ben will point out the campfire, but it's the line, it's the 10-foot line and the out-of-bounds line. The object is to dink that right over to the campfire because that's the weakest part of the thing. You're going to hear pancake. That was when the hand is on the floor and pops the ball back up. We may see a lot of these pancakes. And the other thing you're going to hear is ace and side out. Ace means you just scored all by yourself, and side out is just the ball over. It's a rally score, meaning there's a point scored each time. Best of 5 to 25 the first 4. If it goes 5, which is 3 hours and 12 minutes from now, which we hope not, it goes to 15. Got to win by 2. I expect this game to be a lot of fun. I think this game probably will go 4. If it goes 5, Guerin Catholic is in it, and they have played exceptionally well tonight.
Should be noted a quick change in your programs. Gracie Ledbetter will be wearing number 16 for Heritage Christian. So if she's utilized today, she'll be utilized as the libero. If she does get in there, she'll be number 16 on the action, with Heritage Christian in their traveling blue jerseys. Meanwhile, Guerin Catholic in their host black jerseys. Purple numbers and gold trim on those.
Sharp-looking uniforms for both
Very
teams.
nice.
Huh? I like it.
Very nice. A flip of the script from our JV game where, due to the time constraints, both teams wore blacks.
Yeah.
Thankfully, don't have that rolling in this one.
Hey, how about a nice job by the public address announcer reading about our line about Indiana SRN, huh? That's pretty cool. Thank you very much.
Good to get a plug there early on.
And real quick, if you would like to help us sponsor these great games, contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. We'd love to put more games on the video.
Ashley Utenage will serve us up to begin the action this evening for Guerin Catholic. Serves in play, received by Maggie Ledbetter. Maggie will set it over. Now Guerin Catholic will look to return the attack. Block right at the net. Guerin gets it over, but a nice diving play that time there by Ledbetter. And that one launched long by Valentine for the first point of the night, going to the Golden Eagles.
That's maybe just some adrenaline there, a little early.
Held the X button down a little too long. It'll happen early on.
Video game. Here we go.
That serve launched long and out. So Heritage able to receive the point on the air.
Both coaches standing. Both coaches have clipboards, and they're hiding what zone to serve it in. So there are 4 zones there, and we'll keep you posted on that action as well as we're approaching Lily Snyder serving.
Snyder with the overhand serve. Guerin Catholic quickly into their attack. Dug in by Hickey. They'll set up Valentine. There come the Golden Eagles. Nice block right at the net that time by Menon, and Valentine just barely got over there for the Golden Eagles. Valentine there bumps it ahead to the back row. A set from Utenage. Tipped over. Valentine on the far side. Cross-court kill. Gets it down.
Got to love it that they kept the ball in play, especially on Paige Hickey. Had to go deep. Lily set, and a nice finish. 2-1 Heritage Christian.
Can't be frustrated whatsoever with that offensive movement by the Eagles. As Snyder will serve it in once again with the overhand. Backward set, takes a nip off the net and falls down. Fortunate bounce that time for the Golden Eagles. They knotted up at 2 apiece.
Now, here's a rule thing here. As you see subs are coming in, they have to be at the 10-foot line, and then they move over, and you can go as many subs as you need to rotate there. We'll keep you informed of all the new rules there, and that's one of them.
Caroline Wells with the serve. And Valentine launched that one all the way into the closet door.
She had too many Wheaties today, maybe.
Could be. I mean, it might be, like you said, the fact that they've been here since 4. Some nerves still early on, at least for Valentine right now.
How many Chick-fil-A sandwiches can you have?
A little too much power underneath that one. Service to Guerin Catholic. They lead by 1. Bump over that time by Menon. Now a set from Utenage. Spiked home.
Wow.
By Castor.
Down the line.
Court with it.
Good shot there by our cameraman. Got right on the line. Line is good. Great play. This game number 1, brought to you by our good friends at Absolute Creek Grill.
Service and dug in there by Valentine, who receives it. Nice block that time by the Guerin Catholic defense. Committee approach that time from Claire Castor and Amelia Nickham, the birthday girl herself. 5-2 advantage, Guerin Catholic leading early. Continued service for Wells. Play at the net that time, just barely bumped over for the Golden Eagles. Saved by Menon. She knocks it over. Set from Utenage. Now we'll see how Heritage responds. That time the spike is clean by Valentine. She'd launched her first two out of play, but that one finds the back row. Makes it 5-3. Heritage just down by 2.
Miss Hickham's birthday today. One of her role models is her parents, her college of choice, the Ball State Cardinals. Here you go. Here's something for you. She likes Strange Things, and The Bachelor is her favorite 2 TV shows.
I'm only going to jump in on you because that's one of my favorite shows, Stranger Things, for the Netflix aficionados at home. But a popular show all around, especially for the young kiddos, and Valentine there with the ace.
I think that might be the story of Indiana SRN, the Strange Things. With the whole entire crew that we have, we're all strange.
Very well could be. You never know from day to day, week to week. Valentine will serve it back in after that ace last time. That one is out. Action back to Guerin Catholic as they lead at 6-4.
Valentine's really stressing a little bit of pressure. I think just because maybe that senior role wants to do very, very well. Guerin Catholic up here 6-4. That's a great thing for Guerin Catholic.
Greta Baird serves it up for the Golden Eagles. Return that time by Ledbetter and spiked home with authority from Raven Colvin.
Raven Colvin, 6 foot, was an outstanding player as a sophomore last year. Coming back this junior campaign, she probably grew 3 or 4 inches.
I believe that. Great power on that last spike, and now she'll serve it up with Heritage Christian within 1. Overhand serve. Setting up is Utenage, and blocked that time right at the net by Abby Menon.
That is a wall.
With a brick wall.
Yeah, that's a wall. You know, you hands up, and if you look at if we get a replay, you look at the hands, they're straight up and down. They're not going under the net. They're straight up and down. That's exactly what you want to play.
Raven Colvin. Received that time by Wells. That cross-court shot is out. Point to Heritage.
Here's the replay. As you go straight up, great. That's fundamental, exactly what you want.
Colvin sends it over, but a little too much again that time. That's at least the 4th unforced error by Heritage Christian in the early goings of game number 1.
You know, we talk about the momentum here. Guerin Catholic staying right there. If you're Heritage Christian, the more you keep them in the game, the more they're going to play, more confidence they have.
Kylie Oswald serves it up for the Golden Eagles. Had to dig deep that time, did Valentine, and a nice touch shot by Lovey Wallace. Get the point to Heritage. They have their first lead of the ball game at 8-7. Maggie Ledbetter, the junior, ready for her service for Heritage. Overhand action received by the Golden Eagles. Oswald sets up a spike opportunity. Valentine had to dive deep for that one. She does keep it in play. Golden Eagles look to respond. Touch pass bounces over the net. A touch pass of their own that time by Wallace. And rejected at the net by Wallace. For the point.
I tell you what, Wallace lucky she didn't get caught.
Close.
Yeah, she was
close to going over.
To that net. Very close.
9-7 the score. Setting up for the spike was Ellums, but rejected again by the front line attack of Lovey Wallace and Abby Menon. 10-7 the score, a 3-point advantage for Heritage Christian. Will stay here after the early jitters. Heritage starting to click a little bit, have their largest lead of the ball game at 3.
Yeah, I think fundamentally, you know, they're in the game. Timeout by Guerin Catholic. Coach has to really just calm them down. Hey, you're in this thing. Just relax. Just continue to do what we're doing, and they'll be okay. We want to thank Aspen Creek Grill for bringing volleyball action to you this year. If you would like to be one of our sponsors, you can contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. We'd like to remind you that tomorrow night, our preview show about football is on demand, 7 o'clock tomorrow night on demand on indianasrn.org. Let us know if you're listening to the game. Tweet us at IndianaSRN. We'll give you a shout-out. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
And don't forget, we'll also have, for a radio-only broadcast coming to Christian and Brebeuf, Coach and I will be at Brebeuf for that one. 6 o'clock. First serve action pending everything that goes on there. Service that time by Heritage Christian. A spike opportunity sent home by Catherine Lozo as that ends the brief run by Heritage. 10-8, your score.
Want to say hi to Sally, who's listening and watching the game on indianasrn.org and the Circle City Conference. Travis, thank you very much for checking in with us.
Maggie Christ prepares her serve. Return by Ledbetter. Play at the net. A bump, and Jakimowicz
got a net violation on Snyder. That ponytail gets in the way, shakes that net violation.
Can't have that.
No.
But if you're going to have it, game number one's the time to do it.
Yeah.
You learn from it and you move on. More service to Christ. Sends it over, received that time by Ledbetter. Tap at the net by Jakimowicz, and Heritage not going to be able to get it over. Nice heady play that time by the junior, able to just tap it over knowing she just had the one hit to do so, and Heritage unable to recover.
You know, the size advantage here is Heritage Christian by slightly, but I tell you what, Guerin Catholic is playing lights out to this game number one. It's 10-10.
Chris continues her service.
Oh, nice.
Just barely got it over the net. Returned by Myers. That one's out. 3 straight points by Guerin Catholic, and they now regain the lead.
When the ball hits the net like that, it's called a let's serve. That's fantastic. In tennis, it's not good. In volleyball, it's great. Because you have no idea where the ball's going to go.
It's a ricochet at that point. Poor return that time by Ledbetter, but saved by her sister Gracie. Here comes Guerin Catholic. Deep set. Jakimowicz. Ledbetter returns. Soft touch is met right at the net. Great defense that time by Ellams and Oswald there respectively. And a 2-point advantage now for the Golden Eagles.
First time we can talk about it. There's your campfire shot right there where no one, it's in no man's land. So you got to go and protect that line, that outside line.
Crystal continue her service. It's led to the last 4 straight points. Some discussions briefly with Sydney Molson, the official, on the scorer's table. That's now finished.
I love how she handles that. Just let's get this done. Let's get the score right, and let's play on.
Valentine receives that. They set up Phillips, and a failed dig attempt that time for Oswald. The point in action of service goes back to Heritage, ending a 4 straight run.
How about that little floater, huh? It's like a curveball.
Came out of nowhere and caught Guerin Catholic off guard.
Paige Hickey is 5'2".
The junior, nice jump serve. Oswald sets up Jakimowicz. It was blocked initially. Valentine, she'll try the spike, and they'll say out off of Valentine. Give the point to Guerin Catholic.
Jakimowicz, who has played very well on the front line. Her favorite hobbies are tennis, boating, and photography. We need her to take some pictures. College, favorite college is Duke. A role model is her mom. Here you go. TV shows, Gossip Girl and One Tree Hill. Never heard of it, but I'm sure you have.
I mean, I've heard of them. I have a buddy that's was a big fan of both those shows, and they were running. I don't know if Gossip Girl is still active, but
she likes cats better than dogs, and she loves pizza, and she rather watch comedies and drama and chocolate ice cream. How about that?
What's your answer to that one? Chocolate or vanilla? Where you
chocolate?
Chocolate all the way?
Yes, sir.
I'm a traditionalist.
How about
that time by Wallace? Send it home. Brings Heritage back within 1. Nice back and forth affair for both these teams. And if you're Guerin Catholic, I mean, on the one hand, Heritage Christian's probably going to improve as the game goes on, but to be right in the thick of things early on, couldn't ask for a better place to be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nice crowd on hand, by the way.
For a Monday night, you betcha. Service from Wallace. Return back. Now Oswald will set up Jakimowicz, and she'll get the point down as it was mishandled and misplayed by Heritage.
Playing pretty well here. I'd like to remind our fans who are watching the broadcast, Heritage Christian and Guerin Catholic both are on the family of networks of Football Force. Will have all their football games on either internet radio or web TV. Check out the local listing on our website at indianasrn.org.
Claire Castor subbing in during that brief stoppage. Nice adjustment in midair that time by Colvin. She faked the spice, and then a nice little roll shot, or tip shot rather, to get the point for Heritage.
Abby Meaning just checking into Heritage Christian, wearing number 9 in the front row.
Lily Snyder, the junior at 5'9", awaits for service. As Chad Sievers, a brief discussion with Ashley Utenage of Guerin Catholic. Service from Snyder, received by Castor. He'll bump it back to Castor, who tried to slam it home. Nice dig that time by Hickey. Valentine will send it over, and that shot is knocked deep. A rough recovery for an impressive effort, nevertheless. A chase down that time by Greta Baird, but it was too deep and nobody's there to recover on the back row. Ran out of hits.
Yeah, just to get the ball back in play.
Yeah.
That's a long shot. That's nice effort.
All knotted at 14. Snyder's serve. I'll set up Castor, and that one did not walk the line. Tried her best, but they'll say it's out.
Man, that's when you wish that line was a little bit little.
Just need a little bit more room.
Yes, sir.
Advantage back to Heritage Christian, 15-14. Snyder's serve received by the Golden Eagles. Cross-court shot there by Castor. Ledbetter sets up Valentine. She'll try to slam it home. Good dig that time by Baird. And a score for the Eagles of Heritage Christian.
The rotation of the ball after she hits the ball is incredible. And the spin off your arms, you don't know where that ball is going to go because of the spin. That's a floater.
Snyder serves it in. Now Guerin Catholic, their spike is sent back. Again, that brick wall of Colvin and Valentine. It's led to a couple of points here in this first game, and now matching the largest advantage of Game 1 for Heritage Christian, 17-14. They lead by 3. Snyder floats it over. It's received by Castor, and then she also is set up for the cross-court shot. Valentine, nice drop shot, but it's met at the wall. Let's go to Valentine. That one's into the net. Action back to the Golden Eagles.
Castor might have got a little hand on that, Jimmy. Nice little block at the net.
She's doing what she can out there, making the most of her minutes.
Got to love this substitution. Keeping kids active. That's the name of the game here.
Active and fresh. Both these programs know it well. Not surprised to see such high-paced activity even here at game number 1. Serve from Wells. Valentine recovers. And it's bumped backwards by Hickey. Wells sets up Caroline. And that cross-court shot unable to be recovered by Heritage Christian. It was shanked into the back row. They'll have to chase that down, and the lead cut to 1.
Want to say hi to Izzy Kemp, 2022. She says hello. Sounds great, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for checking in.
Appreciate it as always. Make sure to tune in all season long, whether it's volleyball, football, soccer, you name it, and on our basketball schedule in the wintertime. Golden Eagles sent over by Loso. Christ bumps up Valentine, make that Chris Rather, sends it home. Valentine gets the point, and action back to, credit that Valentine shot just a bit too long, and action stays with Heritage Christian, so we'll be knotted up at 17.
Yeah, again, Guerin Catholic falling behind, now catching right back up. They're not going away.
Valentine receives it. Bumped over by Menon. Utenage sets up Castor. That's long. Point right to the Eagles.
Went right through the hands of Rachel Colvin.
Not a lot of unforced errors on the Guerin Catholic side, more so on Heritage Christian.
Playing well. Game goes to 25. Got to win by 2.
Valentine's service. Woo! It's misread and shanked that time by Greta Baird.
That's the senior leadership you want.
Valentine listed at 5'6". Coach mentioned this is her senior campaign. That one a little too much on it. It's been interesting to watch her rotate around the court because there's been times as she gets her first breather now, but there's been times where the shot has been long in a variety of different ways, whether it's service, whether it's her spike action. She's gotten further in. The accuracy's there, but it's still not quite on point to where she wants it to be.
Good point.
Phillips. Returned by the Eagles. Loso sent that long.
No touch? No
Loso,
touch.
no touch, excuse me.
Wow. Got to give credit to these line judges. This game is very quick. It's not. I've tried it. I got booed more than once.
Yeah, don't envy that position whatsoever. Nice adjustment. Overhand shot by Phillips. Utenage sets up Castor, but she got a little too far on the right sideline and sends that into the net. Lead back to 3 for Heritage Christian. Timeout on the court. We will take one as well. 21-18 Heritage Christian over Guerin Catholic here in game number 1 of our best of 5. Stay with us. You're watching high school volleyball on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Heritage Christian on top 22-18. Last point action to Lovey Wallace on the spike. And service continues for Raven Colvin of the Eagles. Their largest lead of the ball game now lists at 4 points here in game number 1. Received by the Golden Eagles. Bumped over by Loso, and she's able to get that one to drop as just late on the coverage was Colvin.
Almost got that pancake in there. Got the hand on the floor, but just couldn't get it up.
So a little send service action. Back to Heritage as Kylie Oswald, the 5'6" senior, prepares to put it in play. Remember, all these games, at least the first 4 to 25, then 15. Should we need a 5th game, win by 2. Nice dig by the Golden Eagles. Castor spikes it home, but a good return of their own by Hickey. Unable to get it over the net, though. And a point to the Golden Eagles. Crowd starting to get into it.
A little bit. Want to thank Bernie McGinnis, who's checking in. Says, we're looking good, sounding good. Keep up the good work, SRN.
Thank you, Bernie. Action back to Oswald. Good overhand serve. Ledbetter launches that high in the air. They set up Phillips, but another block.
How about this?
For Utenage and Elms.
22-21.
They were down by 4 at 22-18, and they've scored the last 3. Guerin Catholic not shying away from the moment.
The little wave on the ball, it has some magic in it.
See if it continues. Oswald serve, just long.
Wow. If that went in, this place would have erupted.
Would have really turned the tide. But instead, Heritage Christian service will be Maggie Ledbetter, the 5'6" junior. Overhand serve. Baird. That one tried to ride the line, did Castor, but it's out. And now set point for the Eagles. Ledbetter. Baird. Oswald sets up Loso. Baird shanked that one, tried to dig in to continue it. She could not. And that'll be set number 1 to Heritage Christian. Stay with us. We'll have more after this on Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back inside Guerin Catholic High School. Heritage Christian on top, 1-0 as we take a look at the first game stats. Here's the coach, Keith Myers.
It's brought to you by our good friends at Indiana High School Athletic Association TV, ishatv.org. Heritage Christian had 2 aces, 14 kills, and 5 blocks. Guerin Catholic, 7 kills, no blocks, and no aces. That's game number 1. Our stats, again, brought to you. And our statistician this year, the lovely Deborah Myers, for her second year back-to-back. How about that?
It's a grade A team all around.
You know what? It's great. She can drive to the game. We get Chick-fil-A at the game, and she does great stats.
There you go.
And then I get to go home with her.
There you go.
I love it.
What more do you need?
Don't forget high school volleyball on Indiana SRN tomorrow. It's on the radio edition. Jimmy and I will be going to Buff High School as the Braves takes on Covenant Christian. A couple years ago, Covenant Christian semi-state champions and went to the state champions. Not 1, but 2 years back-to-back. Brooks Stamford Ball Club rebuilding. Should be a lot of fun. It's a conference game, so we'll know somewhat conference standings after tomorrow. Roncalli is in action, and we see Roncalli in a couple of weeks, and we get to see Chittard. So the whole entire Circle City Conference teams are on Indiana SRN, so tell your friends this is the best action you can see, Circle City Conference volleyball right here on Indiana SRN.
Yeah, and good joint social media coverage, obviously mainly coming from our home base here at Indiana SRN, but as well as the official Circle City Conference Twitter page as well, retweeting all the action. It's a great time to be a fan of the Circle City Conference and to see all that action statewide.
Win-win for everybody.
Couldn't agree more.
Also want to thank Ryan Davis, the athletic director at Guerin Catholic, who's opened up the door not last week with us for the pregame, but here this week. When we went to approach him this summer, he goes, hey, whatever you guys want, you got it. And we want to thank him and the administration staff of Guerin Catholic. Great people to work with, fun people to work with. I love all our conference teams are outstanding people to work with.
It would have been outside in the heat trying to do that football preview show last week without their assistance.
99 degrees that day. No, I wouldn't want to do that.
No part of that as well on this side of things.
And the pizza was excellent, by the way, Ryan. We didn't get it tonight, but the pizza was excellent last week.
Game number 2, just a few moments away. Heritage Christian victorious in game number 1, 25-21, though Guerin Catholic was right there, stride for stride, a couple unforced errors down the way that led to the number 1 team in Class 2A pulling out game number 1.
And that can build your confidence. Let's see how they do on game number 2. If you're Heritage Christian, now what you know to do, let's see how you step up and how you handle game number 1 victory.
Service action by Gracie Ledbetter. Here come the Golden Eagles. Ledbetter receives that. And a spike immediately out of the gate that time by Olivia Valentine. The Accuracy make that Raven Colvin, rather. She sends that home. And for the first point of game number 2. Ledbetter service. Nickham set up off the set.
Got a net violation.
Second one that we've seen tonight. And it'll knot us up at 1 apiece. Early substitution. Carolyn Wells checks in for the Golden Eagles. She'll have the service action, does the 5'7" senior. Colvin again.
Campfire shot. Man,
it's a beauty.
you hit so hard, and all of a sudden you get that little floaty, or you just go, I can get there, but it's just a lot farther than what you think.
Right. Can't underestimate it.
How about the senior leadership of Valentine coming off the bench and smacking people in the butt, telling them where to go?
Great teams need that type of leadership. No different there for Heritage. Has a nice line shot that time by the Golden Eagles. Knots is back up at 2. They're trading punches early. Couple shots we talked about in game number 1 like that didn't go Guerin Catholic's way. That time, though, the beneficiary of the call. Baird will have the service action. Ledbetter receives it, and she bumped it right into the outstretched hands of Loso, who spiked it home for the point. First lead here in game number 2 for the Golden Eagles. Baird's service continues. Circle City Conference matchup, the conference opener and the season opener for both these teams. Colvin spikes it down home.
You see now maybe the maturity and the drive that Heritage Christian has here as Paige Hickey is going to take her serve.
The 5'2 junior utilizes the jump serve. And a violation against the Golden Eagles.
Out of rotation for Guerin Catholic. Number 4, I think, was on the line, maybe been out of bounds, and you have to be in bounds. And I think the back row, the number 11, help me there, Loso.
Yep, Captain Loso, the sophomore.
Might have been a little bit out of rotation.
That's the call from Sydney Molson. Can't afford to give 3 points up to Heritage Christian. They now lead it by 1. Jump serve again, that time for Snyder.
Now, if you're Heritage Christian.
Make that Hickey, rather.
Yeah, if you're Heritage Christian that time, you got to really pay or really do something with that turnover. Now you just give it right back, and now it's still tied, and you're letting this Guerin Catholic team still in the ballgame.
Golden Eagles dodge a bullet there.
Got to take advantage of every break you get.
Oswald service.
Oh, nice.
Received well. They'll set up Colvin again, who sends it home.
I don't want to.
Goodness.
I don't want to be in front
I don't
of
want
that.
any part of that.
No. Nope. Sorry.
Yep, there was nobody in the area and nobody there to recover either. Didn't have time and probably wanted no part of it. If that's a dunk, that's a business decision. That's what we call that. Colvin now will have the service action.
Want to save your nose? Yeah.
Exactly. Baird shanks it out, could not handle the receipt. And a 2-point advantage for the Eagles of Heritage Christian. We mentioned a semi-state run for them last year. Coming in the preseason number 1 in Class 2A. Colvin got a bad read on that serve and sent it into the net. Unforced error gives the action back to the Golden Eagles. Maggie Christ, the 5'6 sophomore, prepares her service for Guerin Catholic. They went 500 a year ago. 6 players returning on this roster. Make that Ledbetter. Sends it over. Murphy launched it. Action back to Heritage Christian plus the point. 7-5. More subs. This time it's Maggie Ledbetter, giving Kenzie Myers a brief rest. She's set to do service. The sister of libero Gracie Ledbetter. Another net violation.
Nope, attacked the net. She was over the net before the ball was reached there. Loses a point there, 8-5 Heritage Christian.
Largest lead of the ball game for the Eagles, but they launched that one. It feels like for the fortunate nature of Guerin Catholic right now, every time that Heritage has been close to maybe getting a little separation, it's an unforced error like that.
Yeah, and it's first game. A lot of that is first game jitters and getting things back on rotation. I mean, game 30, that probably won't happen.
Right. Jade Finley It's received by Snyder and sent home by Wallace. Man, it's quite a blessing for Heritage Christian to have the rotational pieces of both the sophomore Lovey Wallace listed at 6'1", and then the junior Raven Colvin at 6 foot. You can basically plug and play them when they're up close to the net to send it home for you.
And you got Valentine, who plays better than 5'6". Right. I mean, her jumping ability is probably 5'8", 5'9".
The reason they are the top team in their class. Little touch action there by Utenage. She scores it.
You know, that's a tough thing. If you look at the net, you think you're just right there, and you're so close, you hit the antenna, and if you get to play that over again in your head, you want to probably put that in the center of the floor.
Now after the point, Utenage will give service, the 5'8" senior. Overhand action. Snyder sets up Wallace, able to power through the block.
The enthusiasm that both of these teams have are incredible. Every play, they're up, and they're ready to play again.
It's beautiful energy. Ledbetter, the service, and a failed return, just shanked off the forearm there of Christ. Largest lead of our action here tonight and largest lead of this game for Heritage Christian, 11-7.
Nice crowd on that side of the gym, and over on this side it's nice and full as well.
Ledbetter, it's received by Castor.
How about that?
Misplayed by the Golden Eagles. The lead extends to 5, and we'll take a break. 12-7 the score. You're watching on Indiana SRN.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Welcome back to the campus of Guerin Catholic High School. Game number 2, the best of 5 set. Heritage Christian with the service action, leading by 5. Ledbetter serves it. And they tried to initially set up Christ, but she misplayed it or tried to potentially fake out the Heritage Christian defense, and Castor got the better of that fake as well, unable to return it. Largest lead of the game for Heritage Christian. Castor. Now Christ, she again can't get it over, just a little too far back.
If you like volleyball, there's more volleyball in action tomorrow night on radio broadcast, Internet radio. It's Covenant Christian Brebeuf. We'll go on the air around 5:45. At 6 o'clock start as Brebeuf taking on Covenant Christian tomorrow evening.
Point that time for Heritage Christian as Ellum's unable to chase that down. Shanked it off, and then Baird did her best to once again save the play. Largest lead of the night at 8. Castor has to get it over, and it's blocked.
Out.
Oh, they're just after the block, the ricochet. Coach right on that one. Goes off the arms of Valentine and Colvin. And finally that run ends with Kellen Wells set for service for Guerin Catholic. That time they set up Valentine, and she scores it. Everybody worried about Colvin potentially spiking with authority, but on the far side, Valentine able to knock it over the net.
Yeah, but you got to like the effort of Courtney Wells that dove the ball. I mean, she came a long way, almost made a nice play of the pancake.
Those are the type of effort plays that you want to see, especially on night number 1 of the season. Ledbetter receives that. They set up Valentine. Takes a let off the net.
Nice set.
Castor blocked initially. And that might have been a violation. Officials are going to have a conference.
The line judge
called.
Yeah, the line judge called that awful late. That it hit the antenna, and they let it play on. I think they're going to they're going to give the. Ooh.
Where does that rank in the coaching reactions?
If I was a coach, okay, you're down 17-8. Maybe it's the first game of the year, but you got to ask the official. You got to call that a lot quicker.
Yep.
Because you almost got the point there.
Loso had it sent back. Castor the other side, too long. And Heritage now up by 8. Lily Snyder, the junior, continues her service. Received by Baird. Far side, Christ. And a nice soft touch that time by Myers for the point. Again, everybody's eyes are directed at Colvin on those sets because you go over to her, it's coming at you at 100 miles an hour. But you go outside, nice soft touch action by Myers to keep the defense catching. Another block attempt that time. Tried to go through the block, did nick him, but it's out.
Yeah, nice job by Guerin Catholic to rebound there. Tell you what, they have not given up. I like their heart here. They're going to have some victories this season.
No doubt. Mentioned a 14-14 campaign for them last year. Colvin again.
I mean, well, how do you stop that? You're in the right position. You're a step away from the ball. You take one step forward, she's going to go the other way.
If you're not immediately making that decision when she goes up,
You're
or if
done.
you're not meeting her at the net, it's over.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jimmy.
The lead is ballooned to 11. There's that jump shot again from Hickey.
How about Snyder? No, that's not Snyder. That's Meyer up there.
Mm-hmm. Had a couple nice soft touches. We'll stay here. This lead sits at 12, 21-9. All Heritage Christian.
Let's take a look at the Indiana SRN calendar for this week. It's, again, we talk about volleyball tomorrow. And then on Friday, are you busy Friday?
I hope everybody's busy Friday.
I think we're
Big
all
day.
busy. Southport at Roncalli, that's a good game for you.
Man.
Thad and Steve will have that action for you. Pike Zionsville, Riley and I and Jonathan will have that action for you. And then radio broadcast, you have Hamilton Heights with our new school, Mount Vernon. Heritage Christian is at Manual. Covenant Christian is at Howe. Noblesville Lions takes on Traders Point. Guerin Catholic, a new school for us, will take on McCutcheon. And Jimmy will be in the booth at Lutheran High School as he will see the number 1 team in 1A football taking on the Beach Grove Hornet. I tell you what, 1A, 4A, Southside battle. They're 7 miles apart. Place will be packed, and you got a pretty good ball game.
I mean, growing up on the south side, it did not matter what the action was. I went to Roncalli, so you had class matchups like that where you'd be playing somebody in or out of class. That does such wonders for both the smaller class and the higher class to get a matchup like that early on. It's going to be a fun one, a true test for both teams right out of the gate.
That is Friday night. Heritage.
First football Friday of the year. Can you believe that?
Heritage Christian extending the lead to 22-9. Yeah, it all starts with Football Weekly at 5:50 on the internet radio stations.
Paige Hickey, the service for Heritage Christian. Too long with that.
You know one thing I like about the Pike Zionsville game? Riley buys us dinner. He's the producer.
Man.
He buys us dinner before that game.
That's nice.
Of course, we have to be there at 3 o'clock to get the dinner.
Right.
But
there's some contingencies on hand for that.
I think last year he brought hot dogs.
It's not bad. No. Got to make do with what you got, right?
No, absolutely.
Ledbetter. They fake to Colvin. And a nice touch shot again there by Myers. He's got the grace on the outside. But they'll say...
the
violation against Heritage.
I guess they called a carry.
Confusion on both sides as Guerin gave the ball back to Heritage, and then they roll it back the other way. So wipe off Myers' play. And service from Oswald. Ledbetter receives. Hickey. They set up Phillips. Overhead shot that time by Baird. Drops down. Good effort that time by Gracie Ledbetter, but just a tad too late on it.
And if you notice, once you hit the floor, the player stays on the floor until the ball is cleared. You don't want to make any interference with your teammates.
Right. All happened so fast. Ledbetter receives.
Oh, she brought that back in.
Snyder to Colvin.
Wow.
And again, the speed. Almost unstoppable. Oswald did her best, but shanked it out.
That's a great play by Snyder. That ball was going out. She brings it back in over her head just enough to make the killer point.
Now Colvin, Raven Colvin, the junior, she'll have the service. A lot of action in front of the net so far. They're able to get a point with the ace.
We're a point away from game number 2 for Heritage Christian.
Like riding a bike in game number 2 for Heritage. Strong effort for Guerin, but too much so far. Baird adjusts, and it's sent home that time by Wallace for the point. Game number 2 belongs to Heritage, and will step away as they're one away from closing out their first win of the season on Indiana SRN.
Today's games brought to you by Shin Technology Service Corporation. Technology is about humans and not about machines. Dave and his crew has provided 27 years of software needs. Give them a call. Shin Technology Service Corporation. You may reach him by phone at 317-545-3650 or shintechnology.com. For more information, contact Dave, 317-545-3650.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Kind of like that trailer. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. Game number 1, 25-21 Heritage. Game number 2, 25-12. They lead 2 games to none. It's best of 5. We want to thank College Hunks and Movers for sponsoring our stats for game number 2 for Heritage Christian. 4 aces, 12 kills, and 1 block. Total of the night, 6 aces, 26 kills, and 6 blocks. For Guerin Catholic, 4 kills, no blocks, no aces for the night, 11 total kills. And, Heritage Christian really playing very, very well. You can see why they're the number 1 ranked team in 2A. Guerin Catholic's giving a good old college try. And I guarantee you right now, coaches in the huddle saying, don't give up. You got to keep on playing. If you're Heritage Christian, you're going to say, finish this. We play again this week. Finish this. Let's get this done so we can go home, rest, and get ready for Franklin Central.
Well, hey, I mean, this is push to shove time, right? That whole huddle conversation you mentioned, it's not only about, making adjustments to take into your next ball game, but also we talked about this being streamed across the state. There is a pride aspect of not wanting to get swept, or at the very least making an improvement on a 25-12 loss in game number 2. You played it really tight in game number 1, but Heritage, after that intermission huddle, seemed to brush the rust off a little bit, and it was all action chugging along on the back of some impressive play in front of the net by Raven Colvin, Olivia Valentine, and Lovey Wallace. That whole trio carrying a heavy load for Heritage.
Yeah, you got to love the play, though, for both of these teams for the first game of the season. For some of these girls have only been in school maybe a week.
Right.
So, really fresh. Let's see how Heritage Christian finishes this out if they do.
Service action, open it up from Utenage, and a nice block right at the net by the tandem of Castor and Nickham. as Heritage gets the first point. They've got the first point in all of our games so far today. Obviously, that's not much more than just a stat if you're on the coaching bench, but they've started things off right in each of these 3 ball games. It's the middle and end portions that haven't been as friendly. Colvin tried to block it home, but that time it's well read by the Golden Eagles. A good adjustment, another double block by Castor and Nickham. We talked about it last game, Coach. That's your only hope against Colvin. If you're not quick enough to adjust, you got to meet her at the net.
Yeah, exactly, and hopefully you can beat her at the net.
Utenage serves it, tried to ride the line, and she did. Correction, they'll say that one was out.
So
says our line judge, Chad Sievers.
2-1, Heritage.
Snyder with the overhand. Castor receives, but hit it right in front of the net, and in too deep was Phillips. Make that Utenage, rather. We're not up at 2. 5'9" junior, Lily Snyder. Continues her action. Menon. Now here come the Golden Eagles. Castor, cross court. Gets it.
How about Castor? Wake me up.
She's tried a couple of those, had one go in the early goings of game number 2, but faltered a bit down the stretch of that one, unable to get her cross-court shot down. That time, though, smooth as can be. Lead back to Guerin Catholic. Ledbetter received that late. Colvin met right at the net, but that time she's able to power through the block. Out off of the Golden Eagles. And we're back knotted up at 3. Olivia Wallace. Her serve. Make that Olivia Valentine, rather, the 5'6" senior. Set at the net was Jakimowicz, but she was met again by that wall of the front line.
Yeah, you get that 4 hit because that hit the net, and then you just try to play it. You just didn't get it over the net. Nice effort by Guerin.
Valentine. Set up offside to Jakimowicz. Now Colvin, nice soft touch. Able to keep it alive. Colvin again. Able to get enough power behind it that the shank on the back row by Wells leads to the point.
Yeah, Snyder that time kind of led her a little bit too far, and she had to go back and get the ball. Fortunately, had enough to get it over the net.
And we've talked a lot about the power of Colvin, but the control as well, to be able to adjust that quickly, whether I'm going to spike it or I'm going to launch it into the back row and keep it in play, and then also the drop shot as well.
Yeah, and using the left hand and the right hand for both of them, pretty talented. And she's only a junior, so
look out.
Yeah.
A player to watch for, no doubt, not only in the Circle City Conference, but across the state as well. Snyder sets up Menon, and her touch shot able to drop down as Guerin Catholic could not corral that one.
Okay, Menon comes off the bench. Junior, 6'1". How about that? So you got 6'1", 6 foot, 6'1", 5'10", 5'8". Pretty big team.
An embarrassment of riches in the size department for sure for Heritage Christian. Try to set up Phillips.
Misjudged it.
It's the tad off. Got to be quicker with it.
Rolled right off the fingertips.
The action back to the Golden Eagles. Oswald subs back in as Castor will take a breather. 6-5 your score. Advantage Heritage. Oswald will be the server. Into the back row. Ledbetter receives. They'll set up Phillips, who spikes it home for the kill.
Oswald's favorite memory of volleyball is winning the gold medal game in 3 sets in her 15-year-old club for the state championship. She enjoys volleyball very, very much, and horseback riding.
Maggie Ledbetter the service. And a long return sent to the far right side. Point to Heritage.
This is if you're Guerin, you do not want this to be separated too much here.
You got to keep it about 3, maybe 4 at most.
Yes.
Especially at this stage. Nice break there as Wallace tried to meet the return shot at the net, but she got an awkward return and it bounced backwards.
Kind of froze Snyder, didn't know what to do, so she stayed home hoping that someone else could pick that up.
Keep it a manageable 2-point deficit with service action and Maggie Christ, the 5'6" sophomore. Her standing serve received by Ledbetter. They'll set up Wallace, who sends it home. Whether it's Wallace, Valentine, Phillips, or Colvin, that's just to name a few of the main players that jump out at you. Any given set, they're sending it home. Got to be quick and make your decision of whether or not you're going to try to make a play on that ball. 9-6. Chasing that down was Oswald. Point to Guerin. Point that to Heritage, rather, as Guerin commits the violation.
Yeah, called to carry on the return. 10-6.
A very frenetic return by Guerin in that stretch. Snyder setting up Valentine. Drops it in. Recovered by Guerin.
Oh!
Drop shot just barely rallied over the net. What a play. Soft touch. Setting up. Wallace. Now Murphy. Quite a rally going on between these two teams. Met at the net. Utenage, a diving play that time, but it's out of bounds, and Guerin Catholic gets the hard-earned point. What an effort there by Phillips, though, putting her body on the line. Could not guide that one in play.
How about that rally? How about our camera guy? Man. Good job, Benny. Nice play.
The Ben Wood fan club continues to grow.
Exactly.
Staying with that one for the folks at home.
Sopin, Indiana is giving him the high fives.
And just like that, the lead cut to 3. Jade Finley service, the 5'6" senior. Received by the Eagles. Valentine blocked the net. Good defense for Utenage and Nickham, the birthday girl.
Yeah, that got Guerin Catholic a little fired up, didn't it?
Anytime you have a big rally like that, can be a momentum swing. That's what we've seen so far. Finley, nice let serve.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Back within 1. Everybody getting into it now here at Guerin Catholic.
And if Ben would take a shot at the guys in the red shirt,
they're loving it.
That's the football team, I think. They're enjoying it.
Phillips set up Valentine, bounces off the net. Guerin Catholic look to respond. Adjustment by Murphy, able to get through the block for the point and knot us up at 10.
And you see the bench erupted and a timeout called by Heritage Christian. There's the fan club. There's where you want muscle.
Look out. We'll be right back on Indiana SRN.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Guerin Catholic looking to respond. Murphy had her spike blocked, and they won't get it over the net. So that'll end a rally of 4 points that knotted us up at 10 apiece. Advantage back to Heritage Christian. Jimmy Cook alongside the coach, Keith Myers, here on Indiana SRN. Heritage on top 2-0.
Good timeout by Heritage Christian. Just to regroup, stop the momentum. Now go back at it again.
So where's your response if you're the Golden Eagles?
Double hit. Good call.
Officials saw it right away.
Tell you
and
what,
2 unanswered for Heritage Christian.
Hard play, hits your shoulder, then you hit, and you just feel like you need to hit it again.
Yep. Ledbetter. It's received. Overhand shot by Christ. Snyder sets up Valentine. Somehow saved, though. Man,
there you go.
Wow. What a momentum swing for the Golden Eagles, and what an effort that time on what was looking to be a surefire kill for Valentine.
That's definitely the pancake we were looking for. This week I was watching some volleyball, saw a foot play.
Really?
Girl went after it, stomped her feet, hit her foot straight up in the air, went over the net.
Man.
Gotta like the play. Can't quit on the ball.
Utenage serves, looking to knot us up at 12. Snyder. Colvin, nice touch shot. After so many spikes, caught the defense guessing.
Let me just dink it.
Got to have that in your arsenal if you're going to be up at the front of the net.
I can't jump that high to do that, Jimmy. Give me a trampoline, maybe.
Turned into an extreme sport. Castor met with a wall. Great defense there by Menon and Colvin. And the pendulum swinging back to Heritage. The junior, Lily Snyder. Overhand serve. Murphy launched it out. Coach, you mentioned it when it happened and right when we came back from break, but that timeout is going to be a circle point for Heritage.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we were tied.
Now Heritage up by 4.
Heady play by the first-year coach. A drop shot. Snyder. But to set up Menon, but she'll launch that. Guerin Catholic dodges a bullet.
You got to churn your shoulders to the net, Jimmy. What I mean by that, she was a little bit outside of her zone. She's got to bring her shoulders back inside the net and bring that follow through. That went long, but if she moved straighter to the net, that ball would be in.
Wells to serve it up for the Golden Eagles. Valentine had to go late to receive it. Rough snave there by Snyder. That looked like it was going to be dead from the onset, but good recovery there for Valentine.
She was going to crash into the bench, and Coach Kurt kind of helped her through it.
Everybody being involved in that one. Valentine's serve is returned. A little drop shot by Jakomowitz. Valentine.
Tough play here, tough play.
Ricochets.
Yep.
The violation leads the point for Guerin Catholic.
Second time back row attack. Really tough. Hard call, but when you're told to go get the ball, you make that play, that's a tough play.
The beneficiaries of it are the Golden Eagles. Back within 3. Colvin puts that to rest. Her first spike kill of this third game. The lead at 4. Tied for its largest of the game, 17-13.
This is where the mental game comes into play. How strong are you mentally to finish out, and how strong are you to stay in it? What a floater.
Jakomowitz.
4 hits.
And leads to the point for Heritage. Service for Colvin. Been all over the place for Heritage, a big part of their dominance so far. Jakomowitz met by a wall. Menon and Wallace send it back. And the lead ballooned to 6, 19-13.
Got to like this for Heritage Christian.
Cruise control right now. But just like that, swerved off the road on Colvin's serve. Guerin Catholic life still there.
That's when you go, I should have just tossed it a little bit higher.
20/20 hindsight on the serve for sure.
Hey, that's free.
Exactly. There you go.
Just free of charge.
I'll take that one
Okay.
for the drive home.
Thanks.
Snyder sets up Menon, and she puts it down.
Hey, you got to get to like me, man. We're doing too many of these things. Not to.
I love it, Coach.
Okay. The wheels on the bus go round and round, Jimmy. 2014 Heritage.
I don't want a Mike and Mike like flavor between the two of us.
There you
I'm
go.
not talking about the good years either.
I kind of like it.
Nice block again, but Guerin trying to keep it alive. On the deck that time was Oswald. She couldn't get out of the way.
How about as the official, you're up on that ladder and your little girl's coming for you. Just hope that ladder holds everybody.
Yeah, you're hoping there's no undercut action for sure. Overhand by Maggie Ledbetter. Baird receives it. Hit over by Wells. Tough play for Phillips. The rally continues. Jakomowicz into the net. She saw the block there, and she readjusted, but too much into the net.
And Phillips did not panic at that time. Maybe didn't get the solid hit, but didn't panic. Got the point anyway.
Good composure. Oswald tried to set up Ellums, but she missed time to jump. Like we talked about, this Guerin Catholic Club 14-14 campaign. Plenty of room for development and plenty of growth here from this one as well. Baird. Now Utenage able to keep the game alive.
Not giving up. That's the coach right there.
Love the fight from the Golden Eagles. Another sub. Ella Murphy checks in, as does Maggie Christ, who will have the service action for Guerin Catholic. Heritage 2 points away from closing this one out. They lead 2-0. But Guerin Catholic staying in it as misplayed return that time by Gracie Ledbetter. Does Guerin Catholic have one more rally in them? Christ prepares her serve. Ledbetter. Con return that time. They'll set up Wallace. She sends it home. Lovey Wallace was fully committed to the aggressive spike that time. Wasn't going to mess around. As match point for the number 1 team in Class 2A. Shanked out of bounds, and that'll do it. Guerin Catholic proved a test in game number 1, but after the rust fell off, Heritage Christian coasting away, winning this one, the final game, 25-16, and takes the match 3-0.
Yeah, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll wrap everything up and close it up for the night. You're watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
One thing I love about the Circle City Conference, Jimmy, at the end of the game, they play homage to the Lord. The little prayer friendship circle, say a prayer to the Lord. We love that here at Indiana SRN. That's great sportsmanship, and all teams in this conference do that. Final stats brought to you by our good friends at the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Total aces for the night for Heritage Christian: 6, 40 kills, 12 blocks. How about that?
Man.
For Guerin Catholic, they had 2 aces in game number 3, 8 kills and 3 blocks. Total of the night, 2 aces, 19 kills, 3 blocks. Guerin Catholic really giving a good old college try at it. Just loses game number 1, 25-21. Lose game number 2, 25-12. Lose game number 3, 25-16. But stayed with it, played very, very hard. You got to like the effort. And if you're the number 1 team of Heritage Christian, you got tested tonight. You got to be ready to come back and play a very tough Franklin Central team tomorrow night.
Heritage Christian, you mentioned it, Coach. We talked about it at the start of the broadcast. Season ahead of them with so much hype after the semi-state appearance last year and being ranked number 1 in Class 2A. Good to get the rust off early. Immediate test tomorrow night, like you mentioned. And then on the Guerin Catholic side of things, we felt like going into this match that game number 1 was going to be where they needed to take a victory right off the bat to get the momentum flowing. And that was their closest game for a reason, because once that opportunity flew out the window, the rust came off for Heritage. And you love the fight for Guerin Catholic, but just too much by the Eagles of Heritage Christian. Plenty, though, to learn from for Guerin Catholic to have a game like this right out of the gate.
We want to thank Riley Thomason, who was our producer, and Ben Wood, the guy on the 1 and 2s. For Jimmy Cook, I'm Keith Myers. Join us tomorrow night, Internet Radio only, Covenant Christian, Until next time, God bless you. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.